안녕하세요, kimincoree, 박기미입니다. Hi, I'm Kimi Park from kimincoree, and today we are going to review the brand new course from Talk to Me in Korean about the Topik exam. So this new course is specifically for the reading part of the Topic 2, but they already announced that they are planning to release more courses about the other parts of the exam, as well as the same for the Topic 1. Now, in case you don't have a Talk to Me in Korean membership, you might wonder if it's worth it to subscribe for a year or even just for a month in order to prep for the exam. This is what we're going to test together today. I haven't had a look at it before, so we're going to go through it together. Just so you know, in case you're new here, I have passed the Topic exam before for the first time about 6 months ago and got the level 4. In terms of the reading specifically, I got 58 out of 100 points. And yeah, I'm not trying to get any points today. It's really just to see how the course is constructed and to see if it's useful. So yeah, let's have a look at it together, shall we? So if we have a look at the course description, it says that it was developed in partnership with the Korean R&D team. And the course is basically a practice test with explanations. This course specifically offers 50 questions from the reading sections. For those wanting to simulate actual topic test conditions, attempting to answer these 50 questions within 70 minutes is recommended. Alternatively, you can study at your own pace. The course is conveniently divided into 13 parts based on question type, allowing you to focus on one type of question at a time. The target level from their own website's level is level 5 to 10, so low, intermediate to advanced. And if we go to the course detail, what can you find inside this course? 50 questions, one full set from the Topic 2 reading section, answers and explanations in Korean, English translation of all 50 questions. So the course opened on 선현우 선생님 explaining what the topic is.
안녕하세요, 선현우입니다. 여러분, 토픽 시험이 무엇인지 아시나요?
And then we'll move on to the first type of question, which is 빈칸에 알맞은 문법 고르기. For question 1 and 2. So the lesson itself is a very short video explaining what the upcoming questions are going to be. So here for the type 1 is going to be fill in the blank with the same word but a different grammar point every time. And that's it. That's all we know. Let's move on. Then you have the test tab. You press start quiz and you have the questions, like 2 questions in this case. So you answer the 2 questions, then you can press finish quiz. Then it tells you directly if you were right or wrong, and you can already restart the quiz if you want, if you had some wrong questions, or you can write view questions, in which case you see again the questions with the correct answer. And then you have the translation tab, in which you have a translation of the question, the prompt, and the 4 different answers. Then you can press mark complete and move on to the next question. So some things I'm noticing so far is that it seems that the questions were not past topic exam, but just questions that were created by the Talk to Me in Korean team and their partners in the form of a topic exam. So that's good because it's usually kind of like hard to find more material to practice on when you already have done the past exams because there's only so many online. The second thing I'm noticing is that if you want to do the test here in the 70 minutes allowed, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because you need to click through the pages and the page needs to load, which takes a little bit of time, and you need to already go straight to the test tab, click, and then already move on. So it's in my opinion, not exactly the best way to just test yourself in exactly the exam condition, but it's more appropriate for practicing and understanding how the question works and going through it at your own pace. So now let me focus for a bit, answer the rest of the question, and let's see how I get on.
A few moments later.
Okay, and I am done with the 50 questions. To be honest, I actually didn't really go through it thoroughly. I was more interested in understanding how the test is constructed. Here are the things that I've noticed. The first thing is that you can only get the explanations if you got the question wrong, which in my opinion is unpractical because sometimes I would not necessarily know the correct answer, but I would be like, okay, let's go for this one and move on because this is a test and you have to answer all of the questions. So I would answer a little bit randomly or like make a bit of an educated guess. But here on the website, if you want to have the explanation, you have to press do test again, go on the test tab because it goes back to the lesson. So press test, redo the question, like remember which question you had right, press a wrong answer, and then finally you could get the explanation for that particular question. So I think it would be more practical if the website would just automatically put the explanations no matter if you answer right or wrong. The second thing about the explanation is that they are entirely in Korean. This is both good and bad depending your situation because a lot of the topic prep books, including the one that I have used, were entirely in Korean, so it forces you to understand and to study to understand what it means. However, it depends a little bit where your level is at, because if you are sort of studying to pass level 4, 5, 6, you are a pretty advanced learner, so you will be able to understand most of the explanations. And especially the little intro videos, they are quite easy to understand. Now, if you are more towards the sort of intermediate level where you are aiming for a level 3, maybe if you do well to a level 4, the explanations would be a little bit hard to understand. So one thing I was thinking of is that it would have been good if in the intro lesson, like in a very intro lesson at the beginning, there would be a lesson about understanding the lessons and the explanations. So like the recurrent vocab in the explanations. For example, he keeps using 유형 or 순서. Because the explanations are in Korean, if you are more towards level 3 and struggling to understand the explanations, what you can do is also simply copy paste it into our best friend Papago. And I think that because it's an online course on a full online, learning platform, and especially in the first questions about grammar, I think it would have been good to link the lessons that link to that grammar point in the explanations as well, as they normally do, but they didn't do it here on this particular course. Another thing is in the video lessons about introducing the different question types, it is mentioned that now the questions are gonna get harder, or like, oh, now if you can answer these types of questions, you are really at an advanced level. But I think that the only people who would need to even look at these video lessons would be the people who are not very familiar with the test at all. So it would have been very relevant to indicate like, you are now answering the questions of a topic level 3. You are now answering the question of a topic level 4. From now on, it's going to be question level 5. So like if you are non-advanced learner, it's obvious that you are going to struggle answering this question, rather than just saying like, oh, now it gets harder and harder, try it. Because just in case somebody is really trying this for the first time and be like, oh my god, I can't answer any of these questions. But of course, because they are level 6 questions and maybe you are a topic level 4, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. It would be a little bit disheartening. So that's a little detail that could have been added. Now, something that is really good that you have here that you don't normally have in a lot of topic prep textbooks is that you have the complete translation of everything in English. So it really helps fully understanding what was the question about, what are the answers, because it really helps you understanding the full test itself, what you got wrong, what you think you got but it was not right, like really in depth. And of course, using this translation, you can go through the test yourself and pick out everything that you didn't know and take it as vocabulary that you need to learn. However, I think it would have been even better if Talk to Me in Korean could have already highlighted some of the word, or even have an extra lesson at the end with these 100 words taken out of this particular test that you did are very common words used during the test. So we would recommend that you memorize those, for example. Now, a last thing I wanted to mention is the fact that I counted how many correct answer there were if you were only to choose the one answer. So this is a technique that is well known in the topic taking community. I have a whole video about my experience passing the topic, how I studied, and these types of little tricks and technique that I used. I'll put the link in the description below. But basically, there would be roughly the same number of answer 1, answer 2, answer 3, and answer 4 in the whole text. So now I counted for one of those, I'm not going to tell you which one, but for one of those, I counted how many there were, and there was 9 correct of one of these 4, which makes it an 18% correct rate if you were to only pick that one, which is a little bit under it because it should be closer to 25. And I also think that towards the end there was a lot less of this particular answer. So the way this whole test is made is not exactly like the exam. Now for the main question of the day, should you bother with taking this course? I think if you have the membership and you're about to pass the topic, it's a no-brainer. Of course, do it, because the more practice you have, the better it is. And it is hard to find, as I said, more practice to be done other than the past tests. And it's really practical to have these explanation and translation. So it's really a plus. Now, if you don't have a membership, I would for now not particularly recommend getting the membership even for a month exclusively for this course. Once they have released courses, not only about the ilgi, but also the tteutgi and the seulgi, or even more practice exam even for the ilgi for each of them, because this is what's hard to find. Yes, that would be a lot more relevant to subscribe for the purpose only of prepping for the topic exam. Once they have added the other sections, that would be a bit better and you could get 1 month scholarship and power through these 3 courses. In general for studying, you guys know I love Talk to Me in Korean, but in terms of topic prep only, this would not be the ultimate resource for it. There's other courses on the Talk to Me in Korean platform that would be super relevant and really help you with improving your reading or your listening particularly. Or there is also the news in Korean that would be super relevant. But in terms of this course that we are taking today, it's good, could be improved. Let's see how it goes. So I hope that this review was useful for you guys. If so, please let me know by giving me a little thumbs up. If you are currently prepping for the Topik exam, fighting, you can do it. I believe in you, believe in yourself too. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.